what's happening with Jimmy Kimmel and his show, his late night show, is very interesting and also, but more so, scary because what's happening right now, unless I'm wrong, and I could be, please let me know in the comments below. There is no precedence for this. There's never been a situation in which the government has went out of their way to pressure in the United States of America anyway. In the world, yes, this happens in other countries that is not the United States of America, right? Where we have amendments that protect these kind of things that that people like to fly around so much. So I've never seen something like this before. For example, go look at any clip from the 70s, 80s, 90s, early 2000s. Look how people were allowed to talk on the air back then versus now. Not just the guests, but also the hosts. They were allowed to say, people were saying the N word back and forth. People were saying all kinds of racial slurs and all kinds of stuff. And never ever has the United States government stepped in and said, hey, NBC, Jay Leno, or all these people, Conan, or any of these people, hey, your guests, or you can't say that opening monologue, you have to apologize, right? There's never been, I'm telling you, guests used to be saying all kinds of racist, racial stuff. Hosts back in the day were saying all kinds of crazy stuff. Not per se Conan or anything like this, but there was hosts and all kinds of like that programming where the speech and things were just different, obviously, because of different time period. But never was a program held, taken off the air and be like, hey, until you apologize to the black community, or until you apologize to this ethnicity or this and that, and then donate money out of your pocket, not the show's pocket, not the network's pocket, out of your individual pocket to this charity or that black-led charity or this and that. Until you do all those things, we're going to keep your show off the air. That's insane. That's never happened to my knowledge. That's never happened. And the fact that report, I don't know this part, I don't know if it's true. I couldn't find a confirmation on this part, that they're going to, on Friday, they're going to play an episode they're going to play Charlie Kirk's podcast in the time slot of Jimmy Kimmel Show. I've never seen that before. I've never seen that before. And this is a very dangerous precedence that's being set right now. And this is why, and this is going to my real big and unnerving problem about this, is that this is what happens when you have this much self-interest in the governing body. Because you have all these mergers happening. And you have people who have to sign off on these mergers and these big acquisitions that happen, especially in the movie and TV business. And you don't want to upset that person. That person has a certain ego and a certain agenda that he wants to fulfill, to the point where he is overreaching and instilling his will and his ego onto these deals and applying pressure. And these studios, because they're in $1 billion worth of debt and want to sell it off, they fold under this pressure and do whatever to make these deals go through. Example, what happens to Stephen Colbert's show. All right? So you have Stephen Colbert's show that's doing that. If I'm not mistaken, they won an Emmy last night. So it's not like, or the other night, from when I recorded this other night. So it's not like his show is just culturally irrelevant. It's not like his show's not generating any views for this or any eyes to the program on CBS. So it really is hey, we're shedding this because we have a deal, we have things we want to merge and things we want to acquire, and we gotta do. And they said you gotta go, so you gotta go. And that is not just one person. That's 200 or so people who just lost their jobs just like that. Okay? And it's saddening and it's maddening because this is a very dangerous thing. Because studios, do you think it's going to stop at late night television shows? No. This could be extended easily to TV shows and movies you have. You have it could be like Avengers Doomsday could come out right next year. And you could have Doctor Doom do something that the governing body, I don't want to say names before I'm going next, the governing bodies are like, hey, you know what, Doctor Doom's, I don't really like that. I don't like that comparison you did with Doctor Doom. I don't like that. That offends me. Hey, go put pressure on these studios. Go put pressure on Disney and Marvel. Let's get that shit taken off. Now, a movie that could have made you billions of dollars now has to be taken out before it even got his legs underneath, because someone was offended, and because you have deals and things you're trying to acquire, and you know you have 3 more years of this situation. Now you have to bend the knee because the presence is already set within your own studio and programming house. So you've already done it once. When they know they can make you do whatever they say while applying a little bit of pressure, they're going to do it over and over and over and over and over again. You're at their mercy. So now your movies or your TV shows off your program, now you just have to pull it. And there's nothing you can say because you already did it once. There's nothing you can say about it. That's the dangerous precedence that's being set. So now SAG and Writers Guild of America, now I'm looking at y'all. Like, I know y'all made your statements, but now you have to, like, literally, you have to seek some type of legal action. You have to, you have all this power and money within the industry, and you're supposed to be fighting for the betterment of your members. So you gotta do what you gotta do, because this cannot be the norm. And that means in the next 10 years, we're gonna have to radically change how businesses do these mergers and things, and really look at this, so that the government cannot pressure businesses to just do random stuff. Like, they're holding people's jobs and livelihoods hostage for the sake of ego and for the sake of their own self-interest, the betterment of their own self-interest. And it's really weird to see a government, especially the United States of America government, doing this. This is something that you would see in, like, Russia, you would see in many other different countries. You would not see this kind of stuff happening in the United States of America. So to see this it's very, very, very weird. And to see them use someone's name and make the person basically like Voldemort from Harry Potter, where if you even utter the word, other person's word, or even if you take that person's word out and talk about something completely different, but has some type of resemblance or some type of connection, I should say, not resemblance, but connection to that person's name, you now just lost your TV show or movie. Does not make sense. We're playing a very dangerous game, America. And YouTubers and podcasters, if you think they're not going to apply pressure on you next, on us next, you're wrong. Because how do we all make money? Not from Google AdSense. That's not the most money comes from. It comes from partnerships, brand deals, all that stuff. If you think they're not going to tap whatever, like let's say what brand you have, like some kind of brand, tap them on the shoulder and be like, hey, this person that said this about this senator or this president or this and that person's got to go. Hey, that person that's saying free Palestine and has the flag in the back, that person's got to go. Hey, this person that's anti, this. I'm telling you, it's going to happen. Hey, brands, if you work with someone that spews hatred or makes these certain jokes or does this and this, you are legally not allowed to work with them. Or, hey, if you do, there will be sanctions and you will get endless lawsuits. Basically, hey, we're going to make your life a living hell, and it's cheaper and it's less of a headache to just drop these people than it would be to keep them and fight for them. That's what's happening right now, and it's becoming very nasty, and it will continue. It's 6 months in. It will continue. It will get worse. Why? Because they're already bending the knee. Universities have, studios have, and those two institutions will. Everybody else will fall in line, and it's very scary and dangerous. So that's why I highly advise y'all stay safe, be careful, and just remember that you're not unaffected by this. So fight for what you want to fight in, believe in what you want to believe in, but just know that right now there is a cost for that. And unless you're prepared to eat that cost by any means necessary, you gotta be very careful. Much love, much peace to everybody. See you on the next one. Deuce.